Hey everybody, it's Dr. Joe and Handsome Bear, and today I'm going to show you my top 3 exercises for hip pain. So let's get started. Yeah. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So for these exercises, I'm going to be lying down on the couch. You can do these on the floor, you can do them on your bed, wherever you're most comfortable. So lying down, the first one is going to be bridging. Bridging is one of my favorite exercises for the hip, the knees, and the back. So this is kind of a get everything kind of exercise. So when you're lying down, you want to prop up your legs, get them in a nice comfortable position. Depending on where your feet are, sometimes if people get a little bit of cramping in their hamstrings, if you bring your feet a little closer to your bottom, that'll take the hamstrings out of it a little bit. So since we're working on our hips, I'm going to kind of put it in the middle. Feet about knee and hip width apart, just in a nice comfortable position. With bridging, if you've seen any of my videos with bridges, you know that I like to kind of roll my back up. That really makes those muscles work, especially those hip muscles, the muscles around the hip and the pelvis area. So you don't have to stop at each segment, but imagine that you're going up one segment at a time. So you're starting kind of low down here and you're rolling yourself up, getting as high as you comfortably can. Now, I'm not having any pressure on my neck, even with a pillow. Some people say, I feel a lot of pressure in my neck. That might mean that you're trying to push up too high. So see, now that pressure's on my neck because I'm trying to force myself up. But the pressure should really be on your shoulders. So if you feel it in your neck area, maybe try and modify it a little bit or try not going up quite as high. So I'm just rolling up till I get about level and then rolling back down. If you can't get all the way up into this position to start, if your hips are a little bit painful or if it's kind of hard to do, just try and get your bottom up off of whatever you're lying down on and then roll back down. But eventually you want to try and come all the way up and then nice and slow rolling all the way back down. If you want to follow along with some real-time videos where I'm doing all of the exercises, I have a whole bunch of real-time videos that you can follow along with, and you can click on the link up there. So the next exercise is going to be a clamshell. Clamshell is another one of my favorites. Sometimes people say it looks easy, but if you're doing it right, it's actually tougher than it looks. So this time I'm going to be on my side. The leg that you want to work or the hip that you want to work is going to be up on top. Even though maybe you just have hip pain on one side, I do recommend doing both sides because those hip muscles, especially when you come into the pelvis, are all kind of connected. So I would work both sides. So you want to bring your knees up kind of into a bent position. Your feet are kind of in alignment with the rest of your body. And so the knees are out front. The bottom leg stays in one spot. The feet stay together. You're going to kind of roll them up. And then this top leg is going to come up just a little bit. But the key for clamshell is keep your hips perpendicular to what you're lying down on. So when I come up, I'm not rolling back because then that's not really using the muscles. I'm keeping my hips right here. So even if you have to place your hand on the top of your hip here, you're keeping that hip in the same spot while you're rolling that knee up. That's that clamshell movement. So I'm not going up high because the higher I go, then I'm going to start rolling back. If you have a hard time doing this, also if you have a space where the wall is behind you, you can put your back against the wall and that'll help prevent you from rolling your hip. But go nice and slow. Like I said, sometimes the first maybe 3 to 5 feel pretty easy, but once you get going a little bit higher, you're going to feel that burn kind of in that gluteus medius area or that outer hip right in there. And that's where you want to feel that. So then the last one is just going to be a straight leg raise. And a straight leg raise is just like it sounds. Now we're getting the front of the hip, exercising that. I like to keep one side bent up, the side that I'm not using. You don't have to. You can put them both straight down if you want to. I just like having this up because a lot of times it'll take a little bit of pressure off of the back. The leg that you're working, you want to pull your toes up towards you. That just helps lock out your leg. You want to try and keep your knee as locked out as you can because that's going to help activate those muscles and work those muscles. And by pulling up your toes, it helps do that. Then you're going to just slowly bring up your leg just about to the other side. So that's why I also like the knee bent up as a target. So you're not kicking it all the way up because then you're going to start using momentum and you're not really getting that exercise that you want. You want to just go nice and slow and then slowly come back down. So don't forget the coming down part. A lot of times I'll have people do this. Yeah, well, that's pretty easy. You're not really using that muscle, you're using momentum. So slow it down. Sometimes I'll tell you people to do a count of 3 going up and a count of 3 going back down. So nice and slow coming up, kind of hit that target, little pause, and then nice and slow coming back down. And same thing with this one. I would work both sides just to keep everything balanced and strong. So there you have it. Those were my top 3 exercises for hip pain. If you'd like to help support my channel by becoming a paid member, click on the join button or click on the link in the description below. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.